Hey guys, we are here at the D23 Expo. It is preview night for the Sorcerer Package people. That means anybody that bought that $2,500 ticket has been allowed to head on inside and has probably gotten a ton of cool stuff, like many of these people that will walk by as we're here. As we made our first loop through, if you're watching our Periscope and I've seen it, it was crazy just seeing, people kind of having to wait for groups of others to help them carry their bags. Everybody had 6, 7, 8 giant bags with them, but that is the nice thing. If you have the Sorcerer Package, you get that extra night in, as well as a lot of other perks. If you're unfamiliar with it, it sells out pretty much instantly and is $2,500. So for those that can afford that, it's a very cool little perk. We're making our way down here. Everything's open in this main area, just for like registration, member services for D23, things like that. It's nice, you can see they put their own signage up. Really love that. All over the place, so they take over the signs of the convention center and make their own signs, which is pretty awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
As we make our way down here, a thing you can expect if you're heading out this weekend for the Expo is lots of great signage. They do a really good job of making sure things are super clear. I mean, if you look at this sign as an example, they even have the time as to when they are going to open the doors for the overflow. Or I'm sorry, for the overnight. So it's not even where, where to go. It also includes what time the doors open, which is just great. I don't think we've ever found ourselves confused as to where to be at D23 Expo. It's abundantly clear, signage everywhere, and it's one of the things that we like about doing lots of cons is seeing different strategies with it. They do a really good job with it. Phoenix Comic Con is exceptional with it as well. Yeah, there's a handful of cons that are really good with it. I mean, Comic-Con does a good job as well, for sure. But I think D23 is probably #1 in that category. And again, what we like about all the cons we cover is all of them are the best at something. And so D23 Expo is great at a lot of things, but one for sure is how they kind of address infrastructure needs, and signage being one of those. Employees manning the various spots being another one. It's never hard to find someone to ask a question to. And I would say by and large, the people working here, because most of them are employees, even though it's temporary for the weekend, they usually seem to have a pretty good sense as to what is going on and where people need to go. Alright, so as we make our way around the corner here, the line has already started, so as we're shooting this, it's about 5 o'clock. And they will not open the doors until 10 p.m., but they aren't prohibiting anybody from lining out here. So the 10 p.m. lineup roll overnight is different. Kind of, I don't know, a little surprised. I mean, part of it is what builds the excitement of a con, is allowing people to get hyped, and it's part of what made Star Wars iconic, for whether you like it or not, is people lined up for weeks for it, and it's part of the culture of Star Wars, and it's part of the culture of San Diego Comic-Con and of things like that. But D23 Expo has kind of been tough on that in the past, but they have relented this year, and so we've got this line. When we did the live action panel a few years ago, it was 6 a.m. I think was the time that they didn't want people lining up till, and people were pretty good about holding to that. But this year, these people are going to put a much longer wait into getting in Friday morning, and we'll see what that means as we come into Saturday for the live action, which will probably be, people lining up tomorrow, I'm guessing, midday or something like that. So it is what it is. So hopefully this little update helps you out if you're making your way out to the Expo or just curious about what's going on. We'll have tons more videos coming to our YouTube channel all throughout the weekend. We'll have wrap-up stuff on our podcast. We have prep stuff on our podcast as well. Parks and Cons on iTunes and Stitcher. Social media across the board, Parks and Cons. Hopefully lots of periscopes if the signal will allow. And so we'll wrap up here. Until next time, we'll see you in line at the D23 Expo.